Hey guys, welcome back to the 3S Yoga YouTube channel. It's your first time. We're happy that you made it. We are back at the VMFA, the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, in front of one of my favorite super rad sculptures. We're going to do some hip openers today, so hopefully you're doing this video because you need it. But either way, just have fun. I'm happy that you're here. If you love the video, please subscribe, share all of our page with your friends. If you are financially available, we would love for you to donate. As little as you like or as much as you like. We have a Venmo at yoga-3s, or you can go to our website 3syoga.com. All that information is in the description. Okay, so with no further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to get into child's pose. With nice wide knees and your toes together, let the belly drop down. And let's make our way up into all fours to do some cat-cows. We're going to drop the belly as you inhale and glance up, and gently let the triceps wrap back so the inside of the elbows face forward. And then as you press into the hands, let the tailbone drop down as you exhale as the head drops down, taking a nice big curve in the back, letting the shoulder blades separate, getting a good stretch there. We're going to move one breath per movement, dropping the belly down as you inhale and glance up, tailbone lifts, triceps wrap back. And exhale, belly pulls towards the spine, head drops down, shoulder blades separate, tailbone points towards the knees. Inhaling and exhaling, trying to let the breath inform the movements. So the beginning of the breath begins the movement. Instead of being in your brain and starting the movements with your mind, let the breath decide when you're ready to move. And then let yourself find a little bit of freedom in the movements, letting the hips sway back or taking the torso in circles, whatever feels right for you. Letting the body move. Be grateful for the body that we're in, even on days that it's hard. We all have them. And come back to neutral. Let's make our way into down dog by walking the hands a couple inches forward, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Press into every single knuckle and also press into the space between the index finger and the thumb. So you're not putting the weight into the pinky side of the hand. It's distributed evenly to protect the wrists. And then let the shoulders pull away from the thumbs towards the hips. And then let the hips pull away from the shoulders. The ears move in line with the biceps, and the top of the head moves towards the thumbs. And now you should have a nice long spine and neck. It's okay to bend the knees if that makes this more available to you. Once you have that nice long shape, let the hips sway a little bit side to side. You can let them pull back a little bit like a crescent shape as they move through the back. That feels really good on the hips. And now let's warm up the body, come back to neutral. We're going to inhale into a plank position, pause, and exhale back into a down dog position. Again, letting the breath inform the movement. So you inhale to move forward, and after you've completed your full inhale and start the exhale begins the movement back. Complete the full exhale, and as you inhale, you begin moving into plank. Not until you're completely done with the inhale and ready for the exhale do you move back. Take about 3 on your own. Your down dog should be about the same length as the plank. That's where your hands and feet should be. So it's also a good way to know how wide your down dog should be. Once you get back into down dog, come up onto the tippy toes and take little bitty, itty bitty steps all the way to the top of the mat. And then let's face the long side of the mat, letting the torso rest on the thighs, grab the elbows, let the head hang heavy, ragdoll, letting the torso sway side to side. The chin is moving towards the chest. Releasing the hands down, start to straighten the legs out a little bit, and as the weight starts to shift forward towards the balls of the feet, let the hips glide forward as well, opening up the hamstrings, and then if you choose to look down towards the knees, you'll open up the low back a little bit. Now you're going to step the right foot out nice and far to the right so you have a wide-legged stance, and let the head hang down. And try to move the weight back towards the balls of the feet so the hips continue to glide forward. And then you can sway the hips a little side to side, getting into the hip creases and into a little stretch into the glute. Finding some stillness, letting the hips glide forward. It's okay to bend the knees if you need a little extra support today for the hamstrings. Walk the feet in a couple inches towards each other, and then let the toes point out at about a 45-degree angle as you drop the hips down into Malasana. Bringing your hands into a prayer. Relax the glutes, relax the inner thighs, relax the pelvic floor, and then lift up through the chest. And again, check in to see if you're squeezing with the glutes. And then you can let yourself sway, opposite knees rocking forward, but the elbows still pressing out, and not a big rock forward, just little. Opening up the hips. And then coming back towards center. You can take the right arm down to the ground, or you can reach over to the right ankle, whichever you can do most comfortably, and then let the left arm reach up towards the sky. Again, relax the glutes. Let the knees try to point out a little bit so they're not dropping in all the way. And again, it's fine to have the arm in front of you. It's also okay to have the arm all the way out to the side to make a straight line between the arms. So feel free to check them out. Relaxing the jaw. Breathing and trying to relax the muscles in the hips and the glutes. And slowly make the way back into Malasana. Let the hips sway a little side to side. Nice and gentle with yourself. Come back towards the middle. Lift up through the chest. Take the left hand down to the ground, over to the ankle, or out to the side. Feel free to check them all out as the right arm reaches up. Relaxing the jaw. Try to relax the pelvic floor in this pose. Making the way back towards the center and coming back into Malasana. If you want to get a little bit deeper, you can bring the fists together and let the knees move apart a little bit more. If you have open hips, that might get a bigger stretch for you. And if not, you can keep your hands in a prayer. Ain't no thing but a vegan chicken wing. And then release the hands down and start to lift the hips up, walking the toes together, letting the head hang down into a forward fold. Bring a little bend into the knees and slowly roll all the way up to a standing position. Coming up towards the top of the mat, we're going to take a nice slow A series, and then we'll take a couple with one breath per movement. Let the palms shine forward in Tadasana. Inhale as the arms lift up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge forward to fold. Bringing the fingers to the shins, inhaling, halfway lift. The shoulders move away from the ears. Placing the palms down, stepping back into Chaturanga. It's always okay to put the knees down as you move into Chaturanga. So the shoulders rock forward as the elbows bend and hug back. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Here, let the tailbone try to tuck between the heels. Press into the hands to lift out of the shoulders, and then let the shoulder heads press back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Relaxing the jaw. Taking a few breaths here. Inhale to bend the knees and look forward, and then you exhale, step or jump all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold, coiling into the self. Pressing into the feet to help assist you up to standing. Exhale the hands to the heart. Okay, one breath per movement. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling into a flat back. And exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment to breathe. Bending the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet, inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale to lift. Exhale, release. Flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Straight away, bend the knees to look forward. Exhaling to step or jump, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, the hands to the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, Vinyasa. That means Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or it means just move to down dog. With the heels pressing down, let the right leg lift and pull back. Keeping the legs straight, the left thigh is pressing back towards the hamstring to pull the hips back. Now keeping the upper body in down dog, I want you to try to stack the right hip on top of the left hip and let the heel continue to pull back. Relaxing the jaw. Breathing nice and slow. Now bend the knee so the foot moves towards the glute, letting the knee try to lift up a little bit more towards the sky, but letting the right armpit drop down to keep the torso neutral. And then slowly straighten the leg out and drop the right hip back down into a neutral hip position. Exhale the elbow to the outside of the right tricep. Inhaling, bringing the leg back and open up the hips, and the knee can drop open. Exhale, moving forward. Inhale back into an open three-legged dog. Exhale, bringing it back forward. Inhaling back into a three-legged open dog. Last time, inhaling it back to the tricep. And exhaling, three-legged open dog. This time you're going to inhale it into the nose. Press into the hands to lift the belly a little higher. Step the foot in between the hands. And you're going to open up into Warrior Two. Sealing in the outer edge of the back foot. Try to keep the arms nice and long. You can check in on that just by looking at them and try to keep them in a straight line, or you can point the fingers up to the sky and then press the palms away from you. And then starting from the wrist, slowly elongate through the hands and the fingers so they're nice and straight again. Glancing over the front middle finger. The back hip moves about 5 degrees forward, and then the left thigh presses back towards the left hamstring. Bringing the right forearm down to the right thigh. Let the left arm reach up towards the sky. Again, the left thigh is still pressing back. And then if you want, the arm can reach overhead. Let the shoulder, if it's over the head, pull away from the ear, trying to make a straight line between the tip of the left fingers all the way to the heel of the left foot. Press into the right forearm to lift out of the shoulder, and then see if you can let the right side body, the one that's closer to the right leg, pull forward to straighten out the spine, and then open up towards the sky with the left side body. Press into the right foot to inhale back up into Warrior Two. Just for a moment. Keep the right knee over the right ankle. Challenge yourself to stay strong here. Big inhale into the nose. And on the exhale, you can cartwheel the hands down to either side of the front foot. The back heel pivots up, and then step the right foot back to meet the left, pausing in a plank. We're going to take 3 exhales into down dog and back into plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to bend the knees and look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan, diving up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 rounds of the A series. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Straight away, bend the knees to look forward, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing, and straight away, exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, and exhale, Chaturanga. It's okay to put the knees down or skip this upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Inhale, you're gonna let the left leg lift and pull back. Pressing the right heel down, letting the right thigh pull back, pressing back through the left heel. Relaxing the jaw, pulling the hips back helps take some of the pressure out of the wrists, but still press into the index finger and the thumb. And then with keeping the left leg straight, you're going to stack the left hip on top of the right. Keeping the left armpit dropping down so the upper body stays in down dog and the hips are open. Slowly bend the elongated leg, moving the foot towards the opposite glute. Lifting up through the left knee, pressing back through the right thigh. Slowly straightening out the leg again. Start to neutralize the hips, and we're going to take an exhale, and as we do that, we're going to be taking the left knee to the left tricep. Take an inhale here, and exhale, move it forward to the left tricep. Inhale, moving back into an open 3-legged dog, and exhale the knee to the left tricep. Inhaling it back, 3-legged dog, opening up the hips. Exhale it to the outside of the left tricep. Inhaling it back one more time, and this time you bring the knee to the nose. Step the foot between the hands and inhale up into your beautiful warrior 2. Glancing over the left middle finger, trying to keep the left knee right over the left ankle. And as the tailbone tries to point down towards the mat and the pubic bone presses gently forward, the right thigh presses back. And then bend the left knee a little bit more, challenging yourself. Relax the jaw. The shoulders relax down as the middle fingers pull away from each other. And then relax the shoulders again. Moving into side angle pose, taking the left forearm to the left thigh, and you can reach the arm up to the sky. Press into the left forearm to lift out of the shoulder. And let the right thigh press back, opening the right chest up to the sky. If you'd like, you can lengthen the arm overhead to create that nice, beautiful straight line, like a side angle. Slowly breathing. Noticing if your spine is in a curved rainbow shape, and if it is, press into the left forearm to lift out of the shoulder, and then take the left side body and try to pull it forward as you open up the right side body to the sky, which might involve taking the right arm back behind the ear or in that direction. Press into the left foot. We're going to inhale right back up into warrior 2 just for a moment. Get a little bit deeper. Take a big inhale and then cartwheel the hands down towards the mat, letting the back heel pivot up, step back into plank and pause. We're going to inhale into plank and exhale in the down dog just 3 times. Inhale here, exhale down dog. Inhale forward, exhale down dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift into a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet. Inhaling all the way up to standing. Bringing the hands to the heart. 2 rounds of the A series, no breaking down dog. Inhale to lift. Exhale, forward fold. Keeping the body nice and warm today. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, take your vinyasa or go straight to down dog. It's up to you. It's your practice. Whatever your body needs today. Once you're in your down dog, right away, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet all the way up to standing. And straight away, exhale, hinge forward to fold. Moving into your flat back and taking your vinyasa. This time, once you get to down dog, we're gonna pause there. Letting the hips pull back. Letting them sway side to side, taking that crescent moon shape so they pull back as they shift over towards the other side. And then come up onto the tippy toes and walk the toes all the way up to the hands. Taking a ragdoll, bending the knees, grabbing the elbows. Letting the head get heavy. As the elbows get heavy, the spine elongates. Releasing the hands down and slowly roll all the way up to a standing position. I'm going to face you, but you can face the top of the mat whichever way. You don't have to be sideways. We're going to be doing a figure 4 standing hip opener. So bring the weight over into the right foot and use the belly to pull in as the left knee lifts up. Flexing the toes, so the toes are pointing towards the knee. Cross the ankle over the left thigh and then open the knee towards the left. You can bring the hands at the heart or they can be overhead. And you're going to start to press the hips back and down, so it's like you're moving to sit back into a chair. If you have a chair or a couch behind you, you can put it behind you so you can start to pretend like you're going to sit down on it, but don't sit down on it. The toes are still pointing over towards the left knee, and the more the left knee drops down, the larger hip opener you're going to get. So try to lift up through the chest as the belly pulls back, moving the weight a little bit more into the right heel to sit back a little bit deeper. And I love staying up high because I think it gets nice into the hip. But if you like to play and try other things, you can start to hinge forward at the waist to move the hands down towards the mat and let the head be heavy there. And press into the foot to slowly help you, assist you roll up if you're there, and come up into standing. Releasing the foot down. Inhale to lengthen up to the sky. You've got it. We're gonna move through a vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold, let the hips glide forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, move through your optional vinyasa, or we shall see you in down dog. We're gonna be taking pigeon with the left leg. So inhale, let the left leg lift and pull back. And then you're gonna take the left foot all the way towards the left wrist and heel toe it over towards the right wrist. And then you're gonna drop the knee down right behind the left wrist. So the reason we're doing that is we're trying to keep the shin close to parallel to the top of the mat. Then you can drop the knee down with the right leg and untuck the toes. And before you lower down, I want you to try to draw the left hip back towards the right ankle. Just a little movement, it pulls back, letting the right hip drop down. And then you can lower down onto the forearms if you like. And once you get there, maybe the right knee wants to scooch back a little bit to give you a little bit more space, up to you. And then one more time, let the left hip draw back as the right hip drops down. And let yourself surrender into this pose. Try to relax the glutes and the thighs. And don't forget about that jaw where we hold a bunch of our beautiful tension. Even if you're lowered all the way down, you can try to pull the chest forward a little bit as the left hip pulls back and the right hip drops down. The chest can pull forward, making it a little bit of a deeper stretch. Up to you. And then if you're down, slowly make your way up onto your hands and roll over onto the left butt cheek, letting the right leg move around so you're in a seated position. And we're going to move into double pigeon. So you're going to take the left ankle on top of the right thigh and you're going to flex the foot. If this pose is not available to you, feel free to come down onto the mat and take your hands on either side of the right thigh and let the head rest down as the left knee moves towards the left ankle. If you're going to be up in fire log with me, it doesn't matter. Your knee can be pretty high up. You don't have to be super flexible. It's just going to be uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortable anyway. That's what it kind of feels like. So you're flexing the left foot, and then I want you to take the left glute and try to pull it out a little bit to the side to make it a little bit deeper. And then you're going to move the right foot gently forward so the ankle comes underneath the left knee. So it might be deep enough already here. You can lift up through the chest to make it a little deeper. And the left knee is trying to get heavy to drop down. So just like when we were standing, the more the left knee is moving down, the deeper the hip opener is going to be. You can just leave the left hand on the left thigh. And if this isn't enough, you can always walk the hands forward to lower down. Find the spot that feels appropriate for you today. And try to relax the forehead, open the space between the brows, and let the jaw release. Let the thighs relax and the glutes, and let gravity do a little bit of work here. You've already done a lot in your practice today, so let the gravity do a little bit extra here. And if you're lowered all the way down, start to walk your hands back and slowly roll up through the spine to meet us in a standing position, seated position. And if you're on your back, slowly undo your legs and meet us up in a seated position. You're going to take the legs out wide, whatever wide looks like for you. Some people it's here, some people it's super wide, doesn't matter. We're all perfect. And walk the hands forward, let the elbows rest down. Point the toes towards the torso and let the pinkies pull a little bit back. And you can rest your head on your hands by bending your elbows and bringing the hands towards the face, or you can lower all the way down. And wherever you are, try to let the chest pull forward a little bit, getting a little bit deeper. And then walking the hands up, bringing the feet together. We're going to take a butterfly. So this first one, let's take the hands to the ankles. And then as we lean forward, we're going to take the forearms in line with the calves. And then as the head gets heavy, the forearms are going to press onto the legs a little bit to open the hips a little bit more. And the head gets heavy to open up the low back. And slowly roll up, and we're going to come over up into a standing position, however you want to get there. That might be a handstand, you might do a backflip, you might just get up like a regular human like I did, whatever. And then check in with your hips, stand in mountain pose, and take a second just to see the difference between the hips. You can roll them around a little bit as the right hip gets excited for its moment to shine. Bringing the weight back towards the center, press into the left foot. Let the belly slowly pull in to help assist the right knee up. flexing the right toes so they're pointing up towards the right knee, and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Feels like I need a wall or something to balance on this side. I don't have one. If you do, feel free. Bringing the hands to a prayer is where I like mine. Pointing the toes still over towards the right knee. The knee is opening up towards the side, and then start to sit back. Bringing the weight towards the heel of the left foot so you can sit back a little bit deeper. Let the belly pull back towards the spine as you lift up through the chest. And the heavier the right knee gets as it moves down towards the left ankle, the hip will open up a little bit more. And slow the breath. You're really doing a beautiful job today. Thank you for being here with me. Otherwise, I'll be here by myself. And if you would like to, you can start to lower your hands down towards the mat, or you can stay up nice and tall. Both are yoga, both are awesome, both have beautiful benefits. And if you've lowered, make your way back up. I can barely balance on this side. Go ahead, release the hands down, coming up to the top of the mat. Inhale, let the hands lift up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, make your way through your Vinyasa if you want it. We're going to be making our way into Pigeon on the right leg, so let the right leg pull up and back. Step the right foot to the right wrist, and then you're going to scoochie it over to the left wrist, and then try to drop the right knee down nice and high to keep the shin parallel to the mat, but it's okay if it's not. Dropping the back knee down, untucking the back toes, and before you lower, I want the right hip to pull back so the left hip can drop down. You can even scooch the back knee back a little bit as you lower down. Pull back as you drop down. The right glute. Lengthening through the chest if you felt that was beneficial on the other side. And let yourself surrender. Melt in toes. Melt into your awesome. Melt into your breath. Let the left hip get heavy, pulling the chest forward. Walking the hands back up and down. And you're going to roll over onto the side to come forward into a seating position. We're going to be taking double pigeon with the right leg on top. Don't forget, it's okay to come onto the back and take a figure 4, taking both hands to the inside of the left thigh or to either side of the left thigh, dropping the head. And then the foot's going to stay flexed as the right knee moves towards the left foot. And if you're up with me in double pigeon or fire log, you're going to flex the top foot. You're going to try to pull the right glute away so you can feel the sit bone on the mat. And then to get deeper, you're going to lift up through the chest and you're going to move the left ankle forward so it moves underneath the knee. Try to relax the inner thigh. Try to relax the glutes. Relax the jaw. And then if you want more, you can start to walk the hands forward. You can let the head be heavy. Let gravity work as you relax the inner thighs. Opening the brow. Releasing the little muscles around the eyelids. And And then slowly walking the hands back up as you roll up into seated, uncrossing the top leg, open the legs up wide, wherever wide is for you, pointing the toes towards the face, letting the pinkies point back, walking the arms forward. Maybe walk less forward this time and let the chest pull more forward, straightening out the back. Getting more into the hamstrings, but it's also fine if you want to roll down and let the back curl. You can check both options out before you choose one. And then walking the hands back. You're going to bring the feet together, and this time move the feet nice and far away from you, making a big diamond shape. And then let the hands walk forward, letting the back curl, letting the head rest down, wherever feels good. Trying to relax the inner thighs, letting yourself melt, relax the bottoms of the feet and the toes. Walking the hands slowly back up, straightening the legs out in front of you and giving them a nice wiggle. Hopefully your hips feel really nice. We're going to take a little bit of an elongated happy baby. So come onto the back. You're going to bring the knees towards the armpits. The arms are going to go inside of the knees and inside of the legs, but the fingers are going to pull the outside of the feet. So they're on the pinky toe tie to the foot, but the arms are on the inside, so the knees are nice and wide, almost like you're in a child's pose. But the feet, the bottoms of the feet are pointing up towards the sky, so the knees can be at a 90-degree angle. Let yourself sway a little bit, just thinking about the spine, just going from one side of it to the other side, like a little massage on the muscles right around there. And then we're going to make our way into a reclined butterfly. So you're going to release the legs down with the feet together as the knees open. Let the palms move up to the sky as the arms rest out towards the sides. Let the thighs and the hips get heavy. Let the ribs get heavy, allowing the low back to find its natural curve. And feel free to stay here as long as you like. I'm going to make my way up into seated. You can do this on your back or seated with me, bringing your hands into a prayer to the forehead for the right thoughts, to the mouth for the right words, to the heart for the right actions. Thank you guys for showing up, for practicing, for giving love to your body today. I hope you all are doing well and are wonderful. If you need anything, other videos, other questions, just let us know. If you want to donate, go to the descriptions below. Please subscribe and share this with your friends. I want everyone to have accessibility. Namaste.